We back. We back in this beer. Yeah, damn. Um,
Tonight here at 10:30 from Philadelphia's Strawberry Mansion neighborhood. One neighbor reaching out to Action News after a shootout right near her home left her scared and afraid for her life. So much so that she did not want us to actually show her identity.
She believes the gunfire that left bullet holes in homes and cars nearby is the result of drug deals. Action News reporter Leland Pinder looking into this viewer's concerns. Live for us now, police headquarters with the full story. Leland.
Gray and Shari, this woman tells me she feels so unsafe in her own community, not able to do things many people may take for granted, like walking around the neighborhood or enjoying her front porch.
Always happens.
She didn't want to be identified in this interview, but a Philadelphia woman believes she's identified a big problem in her neighborhood.
What makes you think it's drug dealing? How do you know that?
You see it.
She believes that was behind a massive shootout near her home in Strawberry Mansion earlier this week. Bullets through the front door of this home. This abandoned car also hit multiple times. Shattered glass still litters the sidewalk, and crime scene tape remains.
Sooner or later, I knew this was going to happen.
Police have not confirmed any connection to drug activity, but say altogether 3 homes were hit by bullets here in the 2500 block of North 29th Tuesday just after 4 p.m. Nearly 30 shots were fired. No injuries were reported. This woman is worried for hers and her neighbor's safety.
No one was hit. Not even the people who were shooting at each other. Who's to say next time someone won't get hurt?
Why is it important for you to speak out this way?
I would really like my neighborhood to be a safe place.
She has this message for Philadelphia police.
What do you need from us? The neighborhood is willing to give you what you need.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she really just wants her neighborhood to be safe. Now, Philadelphia police, they say they have not made any arrests in this case so far, but it is still an ongoing investigation. Live here outside police head.
Leland Pinder, man. Oh, man. It's cracking in Philly.
Now at 4, a robbery attempt turns deadly in Mantua. The violence played out inside a corner store and spread into the streets when the getaway vehicle slammed into a SEPTA bus. 2 suspects were able to get away. A third was taken into custody after being wounded in an exchange of gunfire with the victim. It is Thursday afternoon. I'm Sarah Bloomquist.
And I'm Gray Hall. Brian is off. The big story on Action News is that chaotic scene that played out at 40th and Brown Streets just late last night. Investigators right now working to track down those suspects.
Action News reporter Sharifa Jackson is live at the scene with the details for us this afternoon. Sharifa.
Yeah, Gray, Sarah, chaotic scene it was. Police say this investigation includes multiple different suspects, multiple locations, and it was all captured on surveillance video.
I'm not surprised yet. I'm surprised that it happened.
Less than 24 hours after a man was shot and killed at this Mantua corner store, the front door and windows are still locked. Crime scene tape also tied to nearby poles at 40th and Brown Streets. And neighbors are processing the violent night.
There's a lot of people that just hang out there late at night, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. So
who would that be?
This is surprising to me.
This shooting happened around 10 p.m. Wednesday night. Philadelphia police say 2 guys entered the corner store and attempted to rob a man at gunpoint who was playing one of the video slot machines. The 36-year-old victim was killed, but police say the tables were turned when the 17-year-old suspect was also shot.
And it appears that the victim who died pulled his weapon and there was an exchange of gunfire.
Police say all of this was captured on surveillance video.
So the 36-year-old is dead, man. Jeez.
Rip, I guess.
Yeah, you know those machines. Do you have those in the corner stores where you're at?
No, not generally. I don't think. I mean, maybe in Chicago. I don't know. In Louisiana, I don't
Like
remember
gambling.
that.
It's like
Yeah, but
real,
I'm familiar with the thing. Why you would go to this one here on the Conda in Philadelphia is perplexing to me. But
I mean, that's where he lives. That's probably where he lived at. That's his community. They salute to Doug Chunks, man. Doug Chunks,
goddamn, based.
Rock Nation's Hall of Famer, man, coming through once again, man. Doug is a real one, man.
How can one be so based?
Mount Rushmore, man. Yeah. Salute to Doug Chunks, man. Coming straight from Alaska in the building. We up in here, man. You know what, man? We got to go back to Alaska, man. We got to.
I'd like to live in a state where there's no sun for 4 months of the year or whatever.
We got to check.
Investigators say the video also shows the two suspects, including the injured teen, jump into a Mazda SUV driven by a third person. That vehicle was recorded by city-owned cameras going the wrong way down Brown Street before crashing head-on into a SEPTA bus. After attempting another getaway, police would find a 17-year-old nearby with gunshot wounds to the arm and chest. Police rushed him to a hospital.
That gun, man. That's probably the murder weapon. Damn. Going in there to rob some dude playing some little fucking slot game at a goddamn corner store. And listen, let's just say he does get charged as an adult for this. That's your life, man. Your life is over robbing somebody who was playing some goddamn game, who probably had $30 in his pocket. You killed them and you're shot up and you're going to prison for a long time.
And you destroyed the bus, caused fucking chaos in the city. Just so devastation and destruction everywhere they go.
We begin here at 4:30 with a bold robbery in the heart of Center City. Someone stole hundreds of dollars from a person in a wheelchair.
The robbery happened right near 10th and Market Streets. Police shared these images of the suspect, the person they're now looking for. Community members are shocked someone would steal from a person with a disability.
She stole from a woman in a wheelchair.
A sister? I don't believe this.
Yeah, there's no way. We need further investigation. Salute to Deluxe 247, aka Cal Ripken, aka the real MVP, coming through once again. Salute to my man Mark, the real Mark Ishmael, man.
Action News reporter Charles Watson is live with more on this disturbing case. Charles.
Yeah, Sarah and Gray, we've been getting a lot of reaction on this, and most people we spoke to say it's low to steal from someone, but even lower to steal from someone with a physical disability.
A person does something like that, wow. What else is there to say? That's my stuff.
Folks out in Center City were left almost speechless after learning police are looking for this woman for allegedly stealing hundreds of dollars from a person in a wheelchair.
We're supposed to be the city of brotherly love, but we don't act like it.
According to police, the robbery happened last month at the CVS store at 10th and Market Street.
Yep, that's where I was at. This is literally right where I was at when I went to that CVS. I was right here on Market Street, this part of Market Street, when I was in Philly, man. I walked these streets. It was it's a very nice area, man. Very nice area. Nice.
We're at 10th and Market Street. We're told both the victim and the suspect were inside the CVS at the same time. But when the victim left the store around 1 p.m., the suspect allegedly took the victim's bag and proceeded to take $800 from it before giving it back and running away. Jen Tonkin says the incident is incredibly sad, but unfortunately not surprising to her in this day and age.
I think that the end times are upon us. And I think that people are just behaving.
Shut up, bitch. You voted for every fucking Democrat on every fucking ballot. It ain't no fucking end times, bitch. It's like, nah, you somebody mother. This ain't no end times, you old hag. This is your fucking policies you vote for. Trying to blame it on the end times. Listen, and plus this type of crime, it really don't even got nothing to do with that. This is just this woman is just, how did she know the woman had $800? The woman was probably talking to the old lady, was probably little half senile, and was, out doing picking up her medicine from CVS. And this lady probably, was like, I'll help you. And, and the woman got to talking, I got $800. I got to go pay my rent. She was like, oh, where is it? I'll help you. And she's like, it's in my bag. And because this is the woman right here. That's her right there.
God damn. And this heifer, fucking, it's pretty awful.
Yeah, it's very awful crime. Yeah, but this is an awful crime, and it's bad. But this has nothing to do with the end of times.
You ever seen anybody in a wheelchair in Africa in any of the videos that we've seen? You recall?
A motorized wheelchair or a wooden
Come on,
wheelchair?
no. I'm saying any wheelchair.
Nah, they don't do that, man. You just you if you in Africa, man.
We know them somewheres that got no hub around, right?
Yeah, you short. It's you through booking, man. Let's see.
You gotta understand, dog. She ran into one of the merciful ones.
That's true. That is true.
Yeah.
That is very true. That is very, very,
Alaska's
very
news.
true.
She should be thanking her.
Yeah, see, that's very true, man. Wow, that's crazy. That is absolutely crazy. Let's see. Let's see what else going on in Alaska, man. Alaska.
A man accused of shooting 3 people in Muldoon, including a police officer, then allegedly causing the lockdown of an entire neighborhood, including 4 impacted schools, appeared in court a couple of hours ago. Joe Allgood was there and joins us with the latest.
Joe, 23-year-old Jalen Baker appeared in court today for...
Damn.
Yo, that's when you a news reporter and they send you to Alaska, man, you gotta start thinking about.
I'm not even trying to be like that. It just surprised me.
Is it me? Like, why y'all send me to Alaska, man? Yeah, you just go to Alaska, man. You could news up in Alaska.
For initial proceedings, victims in the shooting and the standoff were also in court making comments on the case. 2 of the victims in last Monday's shooting were...
Shit. Go. All right, we don't want props. I mean, like, the fact that he's got a, I mean,
he won't be moving to a bigger city. Let's put it like that.
23-year-old Jalen Baker appeared in court today for initial proceedings. Victims in the shooting and the standoff were also in court making comments on the case. 2 of the victims in last Monday's shooting were in court in person. Another victim appeared by phone.
So you got
Baker's facing...
an Asian judge. You got a...
This is a Muldoonian.
The melting
Muldoonian
pot.
people.
The melting pot.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
We'll take him. Fuck it. Why not? We'll take him.
The descendants of the ancient Muldoonians.
He might be Inuit, man. Don't be so quick to take him, Wicked.
So is that a glider?
He might be Inuit. Inuit is like those Eskimos and shit.
Court in person. Another victim appeared by phone. Baker is facing 6 felony charges, including 4 counts of assault and 2 felony weapons charges, as well as 1 misdemeanor count of reckless endangerment. The court ordered Baker to pay $20,000 bail, and if he's released and allowed to be on bail, he has to be in house arrest under electronic monitoring, drug testing,
$20,000 after shooting 3 people and a cop. Yikes!
That's not that bad.
and have no contact with the victims. Family of the victims and defendant in court today declined to be interviewed. Baker's next appearance is scheduled for 10 a.m. on Wednesday.
Yeah, this
yo, if that was
news report.
Yo, if that was me, man, I'll pay that $3,000 and go straight to Mexico.
Yeah, man. Tell me about it. What do we got here, man?
The Anchorage Police Department says it's delaying releasing officers' body-worn camera footage from an August 13th officer-involved shooting. This is the shooting where 16-year-old Ista Leafa was shot and killed by officers. She held a knife with a roughly 7-inch blade. APD says and prepared to release today that it is withholding the footage at the request of the Department of Law's Office of Special Prosecutions, which is investigating and has not determined if officers were justified in their use of deadly force against the camera footage from an August.
Yo, that's what is that, man? Where all the white people at?
I'm gonna say tiger, right?
Nah, I would. That looks like
That's a tundra tiger.
Peruvian, man. She look like a Inca, man. What the fuck is that, man? You said you think that's a tiger? I don't know.
Maybe that's a Hawaiian.
It could be Hawaiian, man.
Hawaiian, yeah, something like that. Something like that. She ain't no goddamn. She ain't no white person. I can tell you that much.
I like tundra tiger though.
Yikes, tundra tiger.
Inuit.
Yeah, tundra tiger. Yeah, man. She could be a tundra tiger, man. Yikes, man. What's going on up here, man?
We need more data on them.
How'd you end up in Alaska, Ike? If you don't want me asking.
That's my
Just
boy,
randomly?
Doug Chunks, man. This is
Heads off to Doug.
Hours.
Doug hails from Alaska.
That's how long Heidi Roble says she was made to wait while Alaska state troopers interacted with her husband inside their Fairbanks home.
It was just brutal.
Roble says her husband Philip, who was diagnosed with schizophrenia and bipolar disorder, needed to see a mental health professional in 2023.
He was having a manic episode. He hadn't been sleeping or eating for what I could track was about, 7 to 10 days, 6 to 10 days.
She initially contacted a local hospital in Fairbanks to make sure there was a bed for him. The hospital suggested she call a mobile crisis unit in town.
I told them that I absolutely did not want to involve the police. They're not set up for mental health.
Bitch, you dumb bitch. If you know he's schizophrenic and he ain't slept for 7, 10 days, man, police gonna have to get involved in that, man. I didn't want the police involved. Well, listen, these are fluid situations, you moron. Let's say initially the police don't need to be involved, but 10 seconds after the mental health professionals show up, they're like, yeah, we need to call the police. What about that, you fucking moron?
Call a mobile crisis unit in town.
I told them that I absolutely did not want to involve the police. They're not set up for mental health. So I didn't want to involve them. I just wanted to be able to convince him to come in.
The crisis team was sent to their home to convince Philip Roble to go to inpatient care. But according to Heidi, Philip never seemed to be a danger to anyone. He wasn't taking care of himself.
Yeah,
he declined the first attempt to take him to a...
I'll give you that. He doesn't look like a danger.
I agree with her. All right, man. Bring a caseworker. Fuck, don't call the cops for this one. Bring a caseworker.
That's a rough looking dude.
I mean, come on. That looks like The Walking Dead.
Yeah, that's The Walking Dead for sure. Yo, Gladys gone glad, man.
Yeah, he definitely looks like a
zombie. What is the cause of this?
Not sleeping and eating for 10 days, I guess.
I would
That's
say
what happens, man.
The rage virus.
Man, that's
crazy.
crazy.
Himself. He declined the first attempt to take him to a mental health
That's real
facility.
mental health.
Heidi says troopers told her they would return once they petitioned for an involuntary transfer and evaluation. The next day, Roble says she met with troopers at a nearby gas station to plan how they would proceed, telling them,
I can give you the key to my house that opens every door that enters into my house. I will leave the front door unlocked. I will go in and sit with him and let you know, that he has nothing with him.
Instead, when Roble pulled up to her own house, she says troopers kept her in her car while SWAT vehicles, a hostage negotiator, and a canine unit stood by. She says their front door was pinned open with a battering ram, and law enforcement pursued her husband, who she says was deliriously tired when they entered.
They ended up breaking out the sliding glass door,
I think we can see it
and
back again.
filling the living room with tear gas. The tear gas cans, they ignite, and they burnt the floors.
Philip Roble was eventually taken out of their home to a hospital. Heidi says officers carried him out upside down while he was bleeding from his head. An ambulance report shows he had other injuries, which, according to his wife, Philip is still in pain from a year later. Fractures in his orbital socket, jaw, vertebrae, ribs, and other parts of his face. A beanbag gun caused nerve damage to his arm, and he sustained a traumatic brain injury. The Department of Public Safety says it is aware of the lawsuit the Robles are filing against them, but further communication on the matter will come through court filings.
At Behavioral Health Services of Virginia, the Mobile Crisis Response Team responds 24 hours a day,
Nakima Client Services,
7 days a week.
We are on the way to the motel.
To people experiencing a mental health crisis.
Yo. Yo, come on, man. You gonna get this woman hurt, man. This is sick, man.
Man, she gonna hurt him. What you mean?
This is sick what they doing, man.
At Behavioral Health Services of Virginia, the Mobile Crisis Response Team responds 24 hours a day,
Nakima Client Services,
7 days a week.
We are on the way to the motel.
To people experiencing a mental health crisis.
We want to be able to get to the client wherever they are in the community as fast as possible.
In situations where seconds matter,
Okay, we'll definitely take a team approach on this one.
the response team hopes to prevent people from harming themselves or others.
Once we've determined that the client needs the services, we kind of get out there, we assess the situation, de-escalate if need be, and then we kind of determine, do you
de-escalate if need? How you gonna, like, they only dealing with friendly crazy people, man. Like, there's no way that these things can go right every time, man. These things go left just like that. Like, what if the guy just starts grabs her by her hair and just starts dragging her around, and then the guy got to get in it, and then it's all this. What if somebody's off PCP? What if somebody's high off PCP? Or
Sister's getting her wig snatched off. That's what's happening.
Yeah, synthetic marijuana. That looked like her real hair, though. This looks like her real hair.
Oh yeah, could be.
Yeah, she's she got some melungin in her.
and then we kind of determine, do you need to step down to a lower level of care? That can look like a variety of different things. That can look like outpatient therapy, mental health skill building services. It could look like a higher level of care. It could be that the client actually does need hospitalization, and there's nothing that we as the mobile crisis team can do at that time.
The Virginia Department of Behavioral Health is working closely with mobile crisis units to respond to those in need. There are currently 5 call centers across the state, staffed with units. The department also works with several private providers as the need continues to be great.
It's a civic responsibility to make sure that the services every Virginian deserve are available. It has been a tremendously difficult few years, for sure.
This month marks 1 year since Virginia and other states rolled out the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. Calls to the hotline are up by 40%.
I'm not even gonna lie. If somebody about to kill themselves, man, I don't want to go there. Because what if the person want to take you with them? Fuck that. Just showing up to suicide scenes all the time. Let the cops do that. Fuck that.
Especially
Fuck
a son.
that.
You know a son will try to take you.
A lot of people, you gliders to take everybody with you, man. Write a manifesto. They find a manifesto in the motherfucking house afterwards and shit. Listen, man, I'm not sure. No. That's not smart for these people to do that shit.
It's meant that more than 5 million people have been able to connect with a crisis counselor in their moment of need to get the services and support that 988 offers. And we know that saves lives.
But according to a new poll from the National Alliance on Mental Illness, or NAMI, 82% of Americans are still not familiar with the 988 hotline. The lack of mental health care workers has also made it more challenging to help callers find follow-up services after speaking to a trained counselor, including those who might need the help from a mobile crisis unit.
So that means alternatives to law enforcement responding, which has traditionally been the response available for people in crisis. Mobile crisis teams, which Virginia has been working to set up and expand through the Marcus Alert System across the state.
While Virginia is ahead of the curve nationwide and is a leader in funding services like 988, the General Assembly has been unable to finalize a state budget, tying up funding, including millions for mental health.
Look at the state legislature of Virginia. Ain't nothing but a bunch of goddamn gliders, man.
Care, which would go toward recruiting and training more resources.
We might have found our location here.
Like mobile response teams and longer-term stabilization programs to help get people back on their feet.
I think that funding will greatly help with, again, that educational piece, but also actually having staff and boots on the ground to actually do the work.
And with demand for 988 anticipated to increase by 50% as more people become aware of the life-saving resource, healthcare advocates say now is the time to act. For Voices of Hope, I'm Tracy Sears.
This ain't gonna end well, man. This shit ain't gonna end well, man.
Hours. That's how long.
Let's see what else is going on. That was Virginia. Let me see what else is going on in Alaska, man. That's good old white folk, man. See what the good old white folk is going through, man.
Home after police were cleared in the shooting of 16-year-old Easter Leoffa. We talked with Chief Sean.
Yo, everything when it's a shooting, it's never a glider. You notice that?
Whenever there's a shooting, you said?
Yeah, it seems like it's the Eskimos doing it.
Yeah.
Home after police were cleared in the shooting of 16-year-old Easter Leoffa. We talked with Chief Sean Case. Rebecca Paulsha just got back from her interview. Rebecca, what did he have to say?
We talked for about 15 minutes about the 22-page report clearing Officer Alexander Roman's use of force in that deadly shooting of Easter Leoffa. We open with this. Did you feel like the shooting was justified?
I think that the Office of Special Prosecution's analysis of the incident is, I mean, that's what they do, and so I'm not in the business of telling them they didn't do their job properly, and you know their review obviously was that it was justified, and I agree with that assessment.
Police released this video yesterday of the shooting. The body camera video captures the tense encounter where police arrive at the house after a 911 call from one of Easter's sisters. She said Easter had a knife and was upset with her because she wouldn't buy Easter a phone. Police knocked on the door and are let inside the apartment. The family is calm. Police say they are unsure if Easter had a knife. Now, once inside, the police tell the family to move into bedrooms, but they grow concerned and ask to speak with Easter and are continuously told no by police.
Hold on. So think about if this was a what do you call it? A medical health aid or whatever. Like, yo, you going into somebody's house without no gun because somebody has a knife in one of the back rooms? Even these cops, this is dangerous for them. One of these cops could still get stabbed before they pull out their gun. If he was like me, right? And if I just came around the corner and just lunged at you, man, you wouldn't be able to get to your gun in time.
Yeah, he took a chance on this.
I mean, they could have come at him with some fucking boiling water or some shit very quickly around the corner.
But those guys had their guns drawn already. These guys just standing around.
I guess they don't see him as a threat.
Yeah, this is a crazy scene, right? First, just opening the door. Look how she just opens the door.
The body
Like,
camera
she could
video
just shoot you
captures
right
the
there.
tense encounter where police
That could have been him with a gun.
arrive at the house.
Just start shooting. You're fucked. These situations are crazy, man. And you want to send unarmed fucking women there?
Police released this video yesterday of the shooting. The body camera video captures the tense encounter where police arrive at the house after a 911 call from one of Easter's sisters. She said Easter had a knife and was upset with her because she wouldn't buy Easter a phone. Police knocked on the door and are let inside the apartment. The family is calm. Police say they are unsure if Easter had a knife. Now, once inside, the police tell the family to move into bedrooms, but they grow concerned and ask to speak with Easter and are continuously told no by police. Officer Roman tells Easter at least 4 non-lethal ways police can respond to the situation. In the report, Easter is reported to have then stood up from where she was sitting on the balcony, moves a blanket that was covering her head, wipes her face. By her right hand, down by her thigh, Easter was holding a knife. Officer Roman told Easter, "Face away from me," and dropped the knife.
Oh, I understand the concern. I'll focus on the officers that go out and do this job. They have concern too. Getting up every day and going out and doing the job that they're dedicated to do, and seeing some of these incidents increase over previous years is concerning and alarming for them as well. And so I certainly understand that the same or similar, not the same, but a similar reaction for the public exists.
So it was a girl, and he shot her ass because he told her to turn around and face away from me, put the knife down, and obviously she didn't do that, so he shot her ass. The end. But yeah, that's crazy, man. What the fuck? Alaska, it's the Loeta or some shit out there that's doing all the fucking crime. It's never, yeah,
Jesus.
man.
Jesus. Whatever that is.
Yeah, man. Where the white people at, man? I want to see some white people turning up here, man. It's fucking Alaska.
Yeah, like fucking fighter jets doing duels overhead and shit.
Yeah, man. What's going on, man?
A close call, or really a series of close calls, for this Anchorage man who lives in the Jewel Lake area. You can see these two bull moose are fighting, and they fight to the very finish. Now, this video was taken by Dale Walther on Edinburgh Drive. This was taken early yesterday afternoon. Walther says he feared for his life several times during this fight. That's because he says the fighting moose were moving towards him as he hid behind a vehicle. Everyone was okay other than the moose who lost the fight. The Alaska Department of Fish and Game has tips to stay safe when there are aggressive moose around. One of the first things ADF&G has on their page on aggressive moose is to hide behind something solid, as Walther was doing, such as a vehicle. Fish and Game also says to never approach a moose, especially if they're showing signs of aggression. The agency also says this is one of the most dangerous times a year for moose encounters. Very worst case scenario, if a moose charges, run away. People are encouraged not to feed moose and to watch for nonverbal signs of aggression, which include raised hairs on its hump, ears laid back like a dog, and another sign, if a moose slowly approaches you, that's not necessarily a sign of friendship.
Bro, you replace moose with sun, man, and that's like my guide for being on the CTA.
Nah, that's a glider thing. Gliders will try to feed mooses.
Jeez.
A moose that approaches may not be your friend, despite friendly-looking intentions.
Yeah, man. I'm still
moose shifty.
Stay away from the moose, man. I don't really get down with any wild animals. Like anything that's not like a cat or a dog, I'm good.
I remember I saw a buck when I was driving home. What the fuck?
Yeah, listen, I saw a buck, like a huge buck in DC. I was sitting in my car doing a video. I think I did finish the video, but I was just sitting in my car. This was years ago. And this huge buck, that motherfucker had to be like fucking no shit. He had to be like 5 feet tall, man. Like his back had to be 5 feet off the ground. And his horns were so big and so sharp. I said, "Oh, I get it now. Those are fucking weapons." Because if I was not in the car, because he walked right past me, but if I was not in the car and he had charged me with those things, there was nothing. There would have been nothing. Like you can't get away. Like that whole big shit they got on their head. That shit is hard, paws, and sharp. It's sharper than you think.
Yeah. Yeah. I stay away from them.
Yeah, I saw that motherfucking buck. I said, God damn, because I seen some does and some fawns around there before, but I had never seen a buck. That motherfucker was intimidating. I was like, yo, this is not like some fucking, you know how deers, they present deers in like, like movies and shit and
Yeah,
car.
yeah. And even when
Nah,
you see them in real life, they're kind of like goofy looking, not bucks.
nah, that motherfucker was a menace. He was something. Yeah, he was not no prey. He even though he probably only eat grass, but nothing eating him.
Well, it's a curvy competition of paunchy proportions, only found in Alaska. The fall favorite, Fat Bear Week, is just around the corner, and this rotund rivalry between a dozen bears nominated by Count My National Park and Preserve, well, voters will weigh in on which bear beefed up the most before heading into hibernation. You'll do that by voting in daily matchups throughout the week with a bracket similar to March Madness brackets. You know what I'm talking about. And what started as a small social media post in 2014 has now grown into a global sensation with nearly 1.4 million votes cast in last year's matchups.
Told you, man.
It's been
Gliders love
really
their
exciting to watch
animals.
over the years at how it's grown from Fat Bear Tuesday, one day in October, to an entire week where the entire nation gets involved. So it's really cool to see.
Fat Bear Week runs from October 2nd through October the 8th. The park will announce.
You gliders, man. Y'all are boring as hell, man. I
They
mean,
love their animals, man.
y'all don't do nothing wrong, man. When y'all are amongst each other, man,
Alaska.
y'all are something else, man. But when y'all go to an Indiana Fever game, y'all turn into racists, man. Y'all turn into the Klan at Indiana Fever game, but shit.
All you hear is white power.
Yeah.
I can't highlight enough how important it is that people respond to commands that officers give so that these types of tragedies don't occur.
A man shot and killed by Anchorage police. This is the
I did that one.
What do they shout at the games? 1488. Caitlin Clark sure is great.
Yeah, man, that's
So
intimidating, man.
you saw that fake ass bullshit on Twitter. They try to give her props. I'm like, man, I
You could
replied this.
almost bet your ass, Sark. You could almost bet your ass that if you interview 10 random gliders at one of those games, they're like corny, run of the mill, vanilla, nice gliders. I promise. I bet you.
There ain't one fucking person that would yell something at that fucking stadium. Not one.
There's nothing like coming face to face with a grizzly bent on attack and surviving. A woman in Yukon now recounting a frightening encounter and how she survived. CTV's Sarah Plowman is here. And Sarah, what an experience that must have been.
Sandy, you never know when a hair clip will come in handy. The woman who survived this attack on June 30th thinks that's what helped her.
Yeah.
It was along this trail where Vanessa Chaput and her dog Luna faced 3 grizzly bears.
I was right beside them, and it was too close. There was no.
She tried to give them space as Luna chased off 2. One bear attacked her.
When the bear had taken me down with my head in its mouth, my first thought was just kind of protect your vitals. So I went straight into the fetal position.
What?
My
Yeah.
saving grace was from Walmart.
A plastic hair clip like this atop her head that she says snapped in the bear's mouth. That's when the bear let her go. Chaput believes the bear was stunned.
And I was able.
She hid behind a tree. The bear charged again. Luna distracted it.
If it wasn't for my dog barking, the bear was going to come finish the job.
She headed to the highway, called her husband and 911, bloodied and injured.
So I had puncture wounds all up in my arm. I have a broken bone. I have a lot of nerve damage in that area. And then my tricep was torn into places.
Chaput spent weeks in hospital but holds no hard feelings.
I don't blame the bears for what happened. I don't blame my dog or myself. It was wrong
So,
place, wrong time.
Hang
let
on,
me
hang
ask you
on. She
this.
seems really, really okay with being attacked by an apex predator. Like this is a parable. This is like how they get attacked by, sunmen in the streets, bro. Like this is crazy.
Yeah, this is she's taking it well.
Hey,
What's the probability of a sister surviving that? Like the way she did it.
I mean, she said it was luck. It was just luck that she survived. A sister wouldn't have
Okay.
had a dog with her. I don't know. I think this woman just lucky, man. It's just she had the dog. The hair ties, the hair clamp snapped in the bear's mouth. She was lucky, man.
Hey, Ak, did they say whether it was a black bear or a grizzly bear or whatever?
It's probably a black bear.
It was not a grizzly, man. She would not be here, bro. It couldn't have been a grizzly.
Yeah, because if it was a
No,
grizzly,
I actually follow a page on it's called Scary Bear Attacks, man. It couldn't have been a grizzly, bro. She would
where is
not
it?
be looking.
Instagram? Is that
Huh?
Instagram? Is that Instagram? Scary Bear Attacks?
It's on YouTube, bro. Like it's a whole rabbit
YouTube.
hole, bro. Like grizzly bears will fuck you up, bro. On
No doubt.
GP.
No doubt. But
Hey,
it's on YouTube. It shows the gory shit on YouTube.
So it doesn't so it shows a few pictures, but they have the reports, and they just basically tell the whole story. It's like once upon a time there were two niggas in the woods and a bear popped out and ate a bitch face. You know what I'm saying? Like,
It don't tell you it don't show you the goriness. Okay.
bro, you don't want to see that shit though. I'm just saying, like, I've seen that shit. You don't want to see that shit. It's like if you get an extra cheesy pizza and then just swipe it with your fingers.
Yikes.
Hey, Ag, really quick, bro. Hearing Mac Knight, you know what it reminds me of, Ag? Do you remember years ago now when Mac Knight used to be out here regularly? There used to be this son man that used to go to town on the brothers, and he talk. He had like he had a kid or some shit.
Jake Clay, I think you're talking about.
He would go to town on the brothers.
Yeah, I miss Jake Clay. That dude.
You remember him, man?
No, I remember him. Yeah.
Yeah. And hearing Mac Knight reminds me of him, right? I wonder where he's at nowadays.
Oh, that brother, he spoke very well. He was like
He's like 95% of all Sun men are.
I hate hearing that, man. You speak very well. Translates. You speak very well for
You speak so well.
You understand English like that.
You're adapting well to white society.
Yeah, all right.
Like Colin Powell.
Yeah, man.
Time and
Be like the general.
like again, it could have happened to anybody.
After the attack at the end of June, conservation officers euthanized 3 bears, matching the description of those involved.
Yo, matching the description. All bears.
That's racial profiling, bro. That's bear profiling.
Black bears.
Yeah, what did the bear look like, man? It was furry. It had a snout.
How come we only euthanize brown bears?
Wow. That's crazy. They would have murked them. What if they would have just they don't have bear jail? They need a jail for bears. Man, that's wrong. Just kill them like that, man.
Nah, man, it's wild, bro. All right, real talk. So I went down a rabbit hole with bear shit. So if a bear actually attacks someone, especially if it has cubs, the cubs will learn that humans are food. So they have to like whack the whole fucking family, bro.
Okay. Yeah, I get that. Yeah, she had Yeah, those probably were her cubs with her because bears don't roll in mobs like that. They kind of like solo, right?
Yeah, actually, yes, yes. Like male bears, they roll solo, but yeah, female bears strictly with their cubs. And if the mom eats the human, the cubs are gonna eat the human. Yeah, they gotta whack them all, bro. It's crazy.
So they're kind of like sons then.
Right. Oh man. Wow. Give me a city, man. We done exhausted Alaska, man. Shout out
Hey,
to
hang on, bro. I'm back. I'm out the military. Come down here to Dothan, Alabama, bro, or Birmingham. Let's see.
salute to my man Roger Wood, man. He says Doug Chunks the Rainmaker, man. Shout out to my man Bramblin 88. He became a member, a YouTube member. Make sure you support the channel via PayPal, Cash App, or the Super Chat. Um, salute to my to Pamela Henderson, man. Pamela Henderson in the building, man. Shout out to Pamela Henderson. Um, was it Alabama, Birmingham?
You know, I was reading I'm reading a book right now, right? And actually it mentions Alabama.
You always
And,
read, man.
yeah, I know it's kind of boring, right?
Man, you
But
got kids and shit, man.
But the Spanish, I was talking about the Spanish and what they were doing when they got to that area. Man, them dudes were bogus with it, chief. The
You talking
Spanish,
about feeding the Indians to the dogs and shit like that?
all of
Yeah,
that, yeah.
savage
You know what
shit.
they would do to the women when they came across a chief Tallahassee and they went to Mobile. He was trying to set a trap for them, but the Spanish didn't. They're very, very cautious. You had to be around these savages, right?
Yeah, definitely, man. Let's
The
see what's going on
Spanish,
in
the Spanish
Alabama.
were like the original Chads. Like they made a whole damn new race of people, just like sport fucking a whole
Yeah.
continent, basically.
You know what? That's funny. He says that because those Spaniards in particular, they were very obsessed with forcing them to bring their women for the purpose of breeding, chief. And in Alabama and Florida in particular, they
Oh,
kept
they into
when I'm
breeding.
reading it, they kept like harping on it, and I never noticed that from Pizarro or Cortez, but I noticed it from Nunez and his men.
They
Well,
wanted
the
to
hair.
breed them out or something.
I don't think they wanted to breed them out, but as they were like building, I think they were just preparing for the future. They wanted to establish like towns and cities here, which they did, right? But eventually, well, what happens, in 2024, it's part of the United States, right? But that's kind of what they had in mind. They were like planning for the future as far as like the breeding. They said that at one point they Chief Tallahassee, Cacique Tallahassee, they brought the Spanish like 500 women. Think about that. 500 women for the purpose of breeding.
So
Or
that
the
one
fucking
guy was fucking all the women, or was
No, they had like thousands of men. The Spaniards, they probably came with like
yeah.
that group alone was like 2,000 men, maybe three.
I'm
Well,
sure that happened a lot, man. With armies, you got all these groups of this big group of rough men parading through the fucking countryside. I'm sure whenever they
Yeah.
came across the village, that was
Yeah.
the
But that's interesting you say that, because it feels like the Protestants weren't really focused on that because they didn't really integrate with the African slaves and the natives here, like the Spaniards, the Catholics did in Latin America. You know what I mean?
well, they
mm,
brought their own women though, right? Like we brought our tailors with us.
Well, the Spaniards did too, though. The Spaniards
Did they?
came with women as well.
they
Oh, okay.
did.
Yeah,
I didn't
women.
know.
They at some point when they were getting more established in the Caribbean, they started coming with wives and shit. Actually, the one people that came to Florida, long story short, that when they were getting ready to go inland to Florida, they were scared. So half of the men stayed, half of the men went, and a woman on the boat tells the females in there, "Your husbands are gonna die." pick up a new husband now. And they did. They remarried immediately, and sure enough, the majority of those men died. The only one, a few of them didn't. They survived the war. One of them was Cabeza de Vaca, who became very famous. One of the survivors of that expedition. Cabeza de Vaca actually was enslaved by the natives in like Florida, for like 3 years. He was a slave. This glider king, the Spaniard. But he grew to like
So what do
see
you
the
do as a Native American? If you were a slave to a native, what do they have agriculture? Like what did they
yeah.
have?
Oh yeah. Man, I'm reading a book right now that where it's like transcribes what the Spaniards wrote, right? So I'm right now. I'm in the part of Florida, and how they're moving in towards like what is Texas, but when the Spaniards when they went to Peru, right? They talked about how when they were going inland South America, the Spaniards were amazed. They wrote that there was like large agriculture. There was large like crop. There were crops everywhere. And as they were going in, like the deeper they went south into South America, you could just tell that people were getting more civilized because they would wear clothes, and the more inland they went, the nicer the clothes was, the nicer the houses were. They talked about how their houses were furnished like the houses in Spain. Like they had like furniture, like bases, a sofa. They had uh 4K televisions. Now I'm kidding about that, obviously, but you know what I'm saying, eh?
Yeah.
But what I noticed is that the Spaniards, Cortés in Mexico, Pizarro in Columbus in the Caribbean, Pizarro in South America, none of them I noticed. Obviously, they were doing their thing, but Nunez in Florida, they were like obsessed with breeding. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's the impression I get anyway.
That's deep, man. That's deep.
Police worked to find the people who shot and killed 4 people and hurt 17
Man.
more in 5 Points South. The city's mayor unveiling a
they
plan
still
to
haven't
get
found
more
them.
men and women to join the force and to stay on the force.
That's right, but the local Fraternal Order of Police thinks that there needs to be more to this plan. Your reporter Lauren Harkson speaking with the head of the FOP tonight. She joins us now with what they are recommending. Lauren, what's included?
Well, Brittany, Josh, Mayor Randall Woodfin says his office worked in conjunction with BPD to come up with this proposal, which includes doubling the recruitment bonus from $5,000 to $10,000, adding a $2,500 quarterly retention bonus for all officers, increasing the take-home car program, and relocation bonuses.
Yeah, man. They need more police down there, man. Yeah, that's good, man.
It'll definitely prevent
Even
more
with
mass shootings.
all the financial incentives, some people are wondering if the city is missing the mark. So I spoke with FOP Birmingham Lodge 1 President D'Angelo Hall this evening, who says it's a step in the right direction, but he wants to see actual raises for those in the department, adding that's the key to retention. He says the bonuses are budgeted items until they're no longer budgeted, meaning it's a short-term fix and they need a long-term fix. Now, Hall says what matters the most is wages, working conditions, and benefits.
Well, honestly, I was hoping to see free health insurance in the plan. I was hoping to see a 25% pay increase for law enforcement across the board. Those are some of the things that we're hoping for. But I'm pretty sure there's going to be a difficult task and a lot of negotiation. But like I said before, this is a step forward because remember, we started from nothing.
Now, the mayor's administration saying the initial proposed budget for these recommendations would be around $16 million, which would come from the General Reserve Fund. Brittany.
Thanks.
Hey, man, that's a good step in the right direction, right? They're trying to make
something.
cops. Yeah, yeah.
Man, we can't arrest our way out of this.
Shit. You can try. We'll give it a good try.
Yeah, college try.
Right. It's worth a shot.
But yeah, they still haven't found the fucking people that sprayed that fucking group in Birmingham. Nope. Nobody.
That's insane. 4 people were killed.
Right.
17 others were shot, and they haven't found anybody. You sure about that?
I thought they were only shot. What?
No, you sure about that? They didn't find those people yet.
That's what they were just saying before that news report, and that they led into that.
Now in the 4, Birmingham's police chief says the community is stepping up to call in tips on that deadly and tragic mass shooting in 5 Points South.
In fact, the chief says between the QR code they created and Crime Stoppers, they have received more than 200 possible leads. Your reporter, Tristan Rupert, talking to the chief a few hours ago. Tristan, what is he telling you?
Think about how badass the motherfuckers who got away with that shit are if they just still in the city chilling, like going about their day. You know what I'm saying? And they just chilling. Like I mean, they may be, looking over their shoulder or whatever, but they just, picking up their kids from daycare, fucking their baby mamas and shit, and, going to the liquor store, hitting up the club, playing dice and shit, hanging on the block or something, or hanging in the trap. That's crazy. And that happens all the time.
Sarah, Chief Scott Thurman wants to assure you that law enforcement is doing everything they can to find those responsible for the 5 Points South mass shooting. He says it's not just law enforcement that's stepping up, though. He says tips from the community have been critical early on, and they really are making a difference. He says they want to find the people who killed 4 victims and hurt 17 others, and they want to find them quickly. Thurman says community members have been using the QR code that's on your screen now to share what they know. Of course, that QR code's been posted on many of the social sites for BPD as well. Chief Thurman says any small detail could be vital to this investigation and that the public has really stepped up to help.
I'd say yes, definitely. They've definitely answered the call. I mean, we haven't seen a case where we've gotten this many tips in the past. And so that's very good thing for us, but we still need more to come in so we can get some resolution for this particular case and the victims who were injured and lost their lives.
Now you can find that QR code again on any BPD social post. I'm also going to share it to the WBRC News app on this web store. You can find that within the next hour or so. Coming up live at 5, you hear more from Chief Thurman and his thoughts on the 5 Points South mass shooting investigation.
This is insane. Somebody knows who did that shit, man. A lot of people know who did that shit. A lot of people,
yeah.
Ain't no way you do some shit like that. And no niggas don't know. That was such and such and such and such and them. They beefing with so and so and that. Man, come on, man. This is insane. This is absolutely insane. Give me another city, man.
Hey, did you do New Orleans yet? Have you done LaToya? She had she threw a fit in front of the whole council or some shit. I only saw a little bit of it. It was a couple days ago. Oh, there it is. Look, you see her?
Cantrell lays out a city budget that's more than $120 million less than this year's.
As Rob Masson reports, she also mentioned 2 recent federal indictments that make reference to her.
For the first time since 2 federal indictments mentioned her as public official number 1, Mayor Cantrell made reference as she presented her final full year's budget to the city council.
How I came in seems to be how I'm going out. Accusation after accusation after accusation, but also a track record of delivering results.
But a political analyst says that allegations of misspending her council budget account 8 years ago pale in comparison to other potential charges laid out in the indictments of her former bodyguard, Jeffrey Vappy, and former City Hall contractor, Randy Farrell.
I think she's trying to downplay the current accusations. Because remember, the accusations when she came in were primarily about, misspending and credit card issues.
Cantrell touted achievements over the past year, including a major reduction in crime, as she laid out a budget that will require $124 million in cuts.
From violent crime leading to now leading in reduction of violent crime.
Cantrell left CAO Gilbert Montano to lay out the details of the 2025 budget 3 days after he was listed as public official 2 in the indictment of contractor Randy Farrell. Farrell is accused of paying bribes to get a city inspector who was allegedly onto a scheme to defraud the city removed.
The people that know me know my integrity. I'm here to deliver the budget.
The budget outlines cuts necessitated by a reduction in federal recovery dollars and a reallocation of red light camera fines.
That represents about a 5 to 7% across the board cut for other operating. And as far as the personnel side, those are certain aspects of vacancies.
The big question now is whether or not this revenue shortfall can be handled without big layoffs, and at least one city council members believe it can.
I don't think that there's going to be a need to be layoffs. There is room within the budget to make cuts in certain areas.
With federal investigations ongoing and the mayor entering her final year, some say the council will have more say over the city's budget than in years past.
And it's primarily going to be the members of the city council that are going to be driving.
So she can't run again?
God, I hope not. She's on tape in some shit, like in some of these fucking indictments, talking to these people. I think she'll be going down too. She's gonna be like fucking Eric Adams and a slew of these other Sun mayors.
They're like, honestly, like 10% of them, of the Suns at best, can like run an organized, like proper civil society. And like, it's just, this will never end.
But Eric Adams was doing the get along game. He definitely, I definitely think Democrats was on his ass and they really ousted him.
Yeah, well, he wouldn't shut the fuck up about the whole migrant thing. So like, they went after it.
Yep.
Salute to Adolf Diversity, man. Salute to you, bro. Let me see. Let's do Ohio, man. We ain't been to Ohio in a minute, man.
Is that glider, Brenner?
What are you talking
about? Nah, the glider that came in with us, the Rich Glider Stunner 1.
I wonder if that's Stunner. Is that Stunner? Is the Stunner?
I don't know. Like
remember,
you said,
he sounds like a porn.
Remember that guy? Remember that guy though? The Rich Glider. Yeah, that Rich Glider.
Number one Stunner in the back chat, but he's a little suspicious.
Yeah, he came in saying that he's not a bomber.
It's only one number one Stunner, man. Stunner black. Stunner's black.
Yeah, he's black.
Okay.
You're thinking because his story, his famous story involves gliders.
What's up, Stunner?
What up, Og Nation?
What
up?
Oh yeah, I remember Stunner. Yeah, I remember Stunner.
Yeah, it's the one and only, man. The one and only. What's good?
What's happening, man? What's cracking?
Shit, coming live to you from Osaka, Japan.
Shit.
Why?
Man, I done told you that's where my wife is from.
Oh wow!
Nah.
So
He hang on. He in the Navy.
Nah, man, ain't no military, man. But yeah, so shit, it's like, what time is it? It's 3:11 p.m. here.
Wow.
Well, hang on, bro. Are you a passport, bro?
Nah. I live in the States, man. I live in the States. We just vacation.
All right, brother. Well, you gotta explain to me how the fuck you ended up in Osaka. Real talk. You ain't in the military. You ain't a passport, bro.
No, man.
Why Osaka?
That's because I'm traveling through, man. You know what I'm saying? Who knows? You know what I'm saying? I'm a hood ninja. You know what I'm saying? Who knows how many times I'm gonna get to be able to come all the way over here? So,
man,
bro,
we done been. Hang on, bro. You ain't no hood ninja. Hood ninjas.
Welcome to this complete.
Bro, I was traveling before. Bro, I was traveling before that, man. Before I was doing all that garbage, everyone travels, man.
We flew into Tokyo. We spent 3 or 4 days there. We're gonna spend 3 or 4 days here. Then we're gonna hit Hiroshima for a couple of days, and then we're gonna hit my wife's hometown, and then we're gonna go home.
Can I ask where you met your wife and what the circumstances were?
In San Diego. She was a nurse, and I'm a medical. I'm in medical sales.
Yeah, I was in San Diego, man. I just left that motherfucker. I
Yeah.
actually lived in National City.
Whoa. Yeah, that's a wild place. No, I used to live in Rancho Bernardo, which is in San Diego County,
All right,
up
bro. So hang on.
I-15.
You was in San Diego. You been
Yeah.
to Tijuana yet? HK.
Yeah, I've been there, man. I've been there. I don't live there no more though. I
No,
live in the South.
have you been to HK?
Man, it's been so long. I don't know. Like I left
That's a
San
no,
Diego
brother. That's a no, brother.
16.
That's a no, brother. You would look. Yeah, you were probably in San Diego, but like you ain't been to HK. You know what HK is, bro.
Man, I'm telling you, I done did a lot in my life, man. I don't remember the names of clubs in
Brother,
third world countries and shit.
you can't forget HK, bro. I'm just saying,
Got
man. I
you.
believe you. All right, cool.
So
Yeah.
Stunner, man. Are the Japanese being racist to you, man, over there?
Nah, man. Matter of fact, everybody's cool. What I noticed is, in Tokyo, they got a large like Ghanaian and Nigerian presence there. So like they're used to those, black people being around, right? But when you move this far south from Tokyo, the only black people you run into are black Americans,
Hey, bro,
right?
is it a rumor or something that they're looking for black porn stars in Japan?
That's fake. But no, ain't no racist, ain't nobody did
My
nothing
nigga
racist, but
applied.
yeah, but the thing is that they don't break their back at all to accommodate you if you don't understand the language and all of that. You know what I mean? Like they not going out of their way to you walk in somewhere and you don't speak Japanese, they liable to just look at you and then just turn their back on you.
Wow.
You
No,
feel
I
me? They
respect
not.
that. I respect
Yeah,
that.
I respect it too. I respect the hell out of it. I wish we was more like that, honestly.
Right. Let me see something. Let me see. Let's see what's going on over here in Japan, man.
I think they just inaugurated a new prime minister.
They chilling, bro. They learned their
Eligible
lesson in
voters both
World War
in and
II.
out of the U.S. have already begun casting their ballots in early voting. Americans living in Japan are no exception. NHK World's Endo Yuka went to the U.S. Embassy in Tokyo as it holds absentee voting week.
Away from the political sparring of election season at home, Americans can get consular assistance in casting their ballot. Voting procedures vary in each state. Those who mail can send their ballots to election officials at their own expense or bring them here for free.
The U.S. Embassy in Tokyo is not a polling place, but eligible voters can drop off their absentee ballots here. The embassy recommends people who wish to vote should do so as soon as possible.
The U.S. government's federal voting assistance program says 2.8 million eligible voters were living overseas during the 2022 midterm elections. 3.4% of them chose to vote.
Hi, good morning.
Some races are decided by just a small number of votes, so absentee voting matters.
Just because we live overseas doesn't mean we lose our right to participate in our government.
Look at that chin. Woo!
And in democracy.
Outside the embassy, we asked Americans in Japan for their
Malungin.
thoughts.
What the fuck?
And I kid you not, I just saw a hood chick in the mall a couple of hours ago. I'm talking fat, cheeks out, like
Damn.
a chick you would see in like downtown Detroit or some shit.
Yeah,
I just passed her.
she was in the Navy. She was in the Navy. I guarantee she
Or
was
she
in the
over here
Navy.
selling, or she over here selling behind.
She was in the fucking Navy. I guarantee you,
Them
bro.
tigers buying
They walk
some
off the
dark
ship
look.
wearing whatever the fuck they want, bro.
She's fat, dog. I'm talking. I don't even know if I know the Navy be taking fat people now, but I don't know if they would take somebody this fat.
My guy, they don't even kick you out for being fat anymore.
Wow. It's possible.
Well, I
No,
only
no,
seen
no.
like
I'm being dead serious with you. They don't kick you out for being fat anymore.
well, I only seen like one tiger dark butt couple like my whole life.
What? Oh no!
Huh?
Oh, you talking about male to female? Okay, yeah,
Yeah, male to
yeah,
female.
yeah.
The election. We got a variety of views, including those keen to vote.
For me,
Lunges.
stability in the United States. Trying to restore civility and honesty.
When they talk about civility, you know that's a
Yeah,
shot
they
at him.
Democrats.
Yeah, even though they're the ones that are like
that are the most uncivil and disgusting.
It's a dog whistle. It's a dog whistle.
Civility, bitch. Shut the fuck. Fuck you. You look like a man. You look like the fucking. What's that tall bitch of Golden Girls?
Shit, you're right.
B. Arthur.
B. Arthur, yeah. Oh, B. Arthur looking ass bitch. Thank
B.
you
Arthur
for
was a
being a friend
Melungeon.
looking ass bitch.
States trying to restore civility and honesty.
I support whoever the American people decide is the best person to lead our country, which includes our relationship with the Japan government and people.
This guy is the
We
reason
also heard
why.
from some who
This guy is the reason why there are chairs in the corner of hotel rooms.
Wow.
weren't so keen.
This election is not really decided on issues. It's just kind of like, people are. It's a personality. It's either you like Trump or you don't like Trump.
Just one
You know
person
they
we
don't like
spoke with
Trump.
was
You know they don't like Trump.
Yeah, we know what this is gonna be.
Yeah, these are narcissists. They think like Trump is thinking about me and he wants to do bad things. These dumb bitches think they think they the center of the world and shit.
one person we spoke with was actually delivering an absentee ballot and having a hard time.
Right
Good.
now, I'm a little confused on if the size of the envelope has to be this size or if it can be.
Systematic racism.
Tila Avery is in Japan for a few months, including
good.
Election Day.
I just wish there were.
She got her ballot before leaving the US and was ready to send it today, but had to return with a ballot envelope. Despite the hurdles, Tila says every vote counts.
I still have family and friends that are in America, so it's like it's not like once I go out of the country, all my worries about the state of America are just out the window.
But for voters like Tila, the clock is ticking.
If you really want your vote to count and vote successfully, please check with us now.
When she looked like that broad from the video yesterday, that was like, if she ain't dead, I'm gonna kill her. I'm gonna kill that bitch. I hope that bitch is dead. What's Camille? Yeah, she looked like Camille from the from yet last night. If you saw last night's show, man, you know
That was sick.
about. Yeah, you old Camille looking ass bitch. Man, talking about the state of the country. The country, your people, you're the people you voted for in charge. What the fuck are you talking
She's
about?
gonna like run into a fucking Japanese on the road and I hope he is dead.
But I'll tell you this though, when the passport bros have been recently saying that Sun Sisters are showing up everywhere and ruining the energy, they are. Like I've been in 3 different cities in this country, and I've seen them in every city, and they got that same dumbass look on their face as that woman had. Like that same energy, like they're spreading Sun Sister wokeness across the world and just showing up,
I know.
making
I see them.
brothers uncomfortable everywhere.
Yes, I see them. I already know. When I went to Argentina and Colombia, they're there, and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing here?
Oh my god!
It immediately made my stomach hurt as soon as I saw him. I'm like, can't, bro. I kid you not. When I got off the plane and got through customs, one of them was right there taking Instagram shots of her booty, like in the airport. I'm like, my god,
Bro, I went to the gliderous Latin country in Argentina, and they were there, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Damn. That's crazy, man.
And Argentina, they don't like us at all. But if you got bread, they don't care. But it is what it is. The sisters want to know.
They just showing up hating all over the place.
But Argentina's not like that.
And I will say,
こんにちは。ダニエルです。ランニングクラブインストラクターです。マラソン走ってきた教えます。
Oh, God.
Christ.
Japan got to ship this guy out.
Yo,
What the hell?
You're cooked.
For this proto over.
Yo, you in Liechtenstein, Japan? Come on.
Oh, man.
Okay, so he's running. He's teaching them how to run because he's Kenyan and shit. Okay.
like I said, the Nigerians and the Ghanaians and all them people, they all here, you know what I mean? And again, the Japanese aren't afraid of them. They don't cause, and again, I ran into a lot of them. They come right up to you if you black, brother, you know, trying to sell you something or holler at you or whatever. But they're not like they're not engaging in criminal activity or whatever like that. And so people aren't really looking at them like scary or whatever. But I will say that the wokeness, American wokeness, is here, and you see it.
Oh.
Because the LGBTQ stuff, I see it. I don't see men like, you know, like gay men for real, but I've seen a lot of lesbians, a lot.
Japanese lesbians?
Yes, and they're doing the whole stud femme thing. So you'll see.
That means they're indoctrinated. They're indoctrinated.
Yes,
they're saying what
exactly.
America's doing.
Exactly. It's spreading. And I
What
told
about
my
hip-hop?
wife, like, what's that?
What about hip hop?
It's, I mean, you know,
That's Tokyo.
they have it.
That's Tokyo.
They have it playing in certain stores that you like, shoe stores or certain clothing stores. You'll walk in and it's blasting, pop that booty and let me eat that. And they're like, no one's paying any attention to it. They don't even, you know what I mean? They don't even know enough English to realize what's being said. So you might walk in and you might hear anything, you know what I mean? But in traffic, there's nobody like driving in traffic, banging hip hop or nothing like that. It's not like that.
Let's see the Japanese Sports Center, man.
Oh, man.
I want to know who won it. I want to know who won the sumo wrestling game, man. Grand Sumo.
Hello and thank you for joining us on Grand Sumo Highlights. It's day 8, the median of the September tournament at the Ryogokugikan in Tokyo.
Oh, yo, get this out.
Sekiwake Onosato continues to be the center of attention this contest, now 5 victories away from his coveted 12 needed to reach the benchmark for promotion to Ozeki. He faces Mitakeumi today, who blew him away in their very first clash in July. After 7 days, it's Onosato at the top, Kirishima following with 1 loss, and 10 Rikishi, including Ozeki Kotozakura, with 2 losses apiece. So let's get right to the action here on day 8, also known as Nakabi. We begin the top division clashes with Nishiki Fuji 3 wins, 4 losses, fighting Hokuto Fuji 5 and 2. It was a seesaw game from their first meeting 2 years
I
ago.
got that nigga on the
but
left.
Hokuto Fuji now has back-to-back wins from this May, leading the rivalry 4-3.
Nah, man.
That nigga, he gonna win. The one with the blue.
I'm gonna go with Burgundy, man.
Right hand attack by Hokuto Fuji. He backpedals. A 180 turn by Nishiki Fuji to try to recover, but it's Hokuto Fuji notching his 6th victory.
Wait, that's it?
There by Oshitaoshi frontal pushdown. So
They're not built for the offensive line.
Yo, that's crazy.
Nishiki 5 and 2
definitely not
versus
built for
Kanoaka
that.
with a mirror record of 2 and 5. Nishiki escorted his foe
Got
over the
the one
straw
on the
bales
right.
by Yorikiri down in the Juro division in January 2022.
I can't tell centimeters.
Kanoaka, desperate to break out of a 4-bout losing streak, Nishiki, he has 3 wins to go until racking up more wins than losses since January. Kitanoaka in lower, but Nishikigi taking command with that right hand in deep. He doesn't have an outside grip. Kitanoaka at the edge. He tries a hurling move, but it's Nishikigi picking up the victory by that kotenage arm lock throw. Nishikigi moves up to 6 wins, 2 losses, and extends his winning streak to 3. At the edge, Nishikigi trying to keep his hips low. From the left hand, kotenage. Perfect execution.
I hope brothers don't start this shit. We're going to dominate this shit.
It's Onokatsu 2-5 going against Bushozan 4-3. Top tier rookie Onokatsu wants to lock up his opponent on the Mawashi.
If I'm not mistaken, there are black
seeks to blow him away. Onokatsu is eager to turn things around in the second half here, so he can produce 6 more wins for a Kachikoshi in his debut. Bushozan has back-to-back setbacks after 2 wins in a row. Both have a great low tachiai. Onokatsu not able to catch Bushozan. He does now with the left hand. He uses that right hand outside grip. And that's all she wrote for Bushozan. Onokatsu.
Big boy.
Picking up his 3rd victory, improving to 3-5. Yorikiri victory. We have Kimbozan 2-5 versus Shirokuma with the same record. This is another face-off with conflicting styles.
These eyes are like slits.
Shirokuma is now on a 3-bout losing streak and struggles to capture opponents in his favorite Nigiyotsu stance. That's right hand in, left hand out. Kimbozan immediately shifts to the left, gets that outside grip, and Shirokuma startled and has no answer.
It looked like
train your whole life and you get like defeated in 5 seconds.
So Kimbozan scores his 3rd win this tournament. By Yorikiri, frontal forceps. Checking the replay from the bird's eye view, immediately snatching that left hand outside grip, uate, and driving him out by Yorikiri. Next, Takara Fuji, 4 wins, 3 losses, and Sadanomi 4-3 as well. Takara Fuji holds a 14-6 majority in the Makunochi history between these 37-year-olds. Sadanomi put an end to his 3-bout losing streak yesterday, and Takara Fuji looks to regroup after being shoved back by his foes relentlessly in back-to-back days.
I got blue.
Kachiage by the man on the right. Left hand in for Takara Fuji. He can't get the Mawashi grip. He tries to take back Sadanomi, but look at Sadanomi.
He fell on someone.
They paid the good tickets.
Great resiliency at the edge. And hurling Takara Fuji by Sukuinage.
Oh, he won the green.
Sadanomi prevails and goes to 5 wins, 3 losses.
Yo, if one of these guys falls on you in the crowd, you're in trouble.
It's Kagayaki 1-6 versus Takayasu 5-2. Takayasu leads the series 4-1.
This dude, he is Hispanic, man.
That's fucked up.
Hold up, that an burrito?
Yeah, that's a burrito. He trying to sneak in there. That's a Mexican base.
Coming out on top in their last 3 meetings. Takayasu is on a roll with 3 consecutive victories after blasting out Doga yesterday by Bushidashi. Takayaki strives to get his pushing A game going here.
Burrito.
Come on, burrito.
Takayaki tries to get it left hand in. He can't get that right hand uate.
That's right on burrito.
Takayaki trying to keep up moving, but Takayasu takes him to the clay with that hikiotoshi hand pull down.
Good job on burrito.
So Kagayaki falls to 1-7. And Takayasu achieves his 6th victory, extending his winning streak to 4.
Yo, this shit is crazy, man. This is their sport. I never watched that shit. That's crazy, man. Ooh, to them.
Yo, look up Senegalese wrestling.
The reason why I called in today, I was gonna call in last night, but they had this. They don't have very much crime at all, like right around here, right? So they was talking about this big caper that they caught these robbers, and what they were doing is that for what I don't know how they were. Because again, I don't understand Japanese. I was just having my wife translate it, but it was some people running around using hammers to bust in people's door, and then once they busted in their door, they pulled knives on them and then tied them up and they robbed them, right? And then like they had like security footage of them running off like in the darkness or whatever. And again, it happens so rarely that them catching this little criminal gang of like 4 dudes, I think it was like the biggest news of 2024.
Wow.
Yeah. They're like a string of like 5
right?
robberies.
Sons are there, right? This is gonna change, right?
Yeah, definitely. We on the way. Well, they're trying to force Japan to take in third world migrants, just like the rest of the first world is doing. So it's gonna tick up here, because they're gonna start taking in Vietnamese and Burmese and Thai and Filipinos, the lower economic ones.
Yeah.
So yeah, I assume that in 10 years,
the lower IQ Asians,
the
those
lower
Asians,
IQ ones, yeah. So yeah, they're gonna have an issue in the future. It just ain't started yet.
Yeah, they definitely will. If they bring in that's what Singapore was just trying not to do. Singapore was saying that bringing in those Vietnamese and Indonesians and shit like that. And what's the other one? It's one group that's over there that's really a problem. Filipinos.
Burmese, yeah, the Filipinos too, but
those people are a problem. They are a problem. Yeah. Let's see this this Senegalese wrestling, man. I know they don't have it's Africa, so they probably don't have news and shit. Let's see. Hold on. This shit right here. Okay.
Qui est Baragay? C'est enchanté. Ils sont costauds, hein? Ils sont forts, hein?
Soyez le bienvenu.
Merci beaucoup.
Voilà, c'est lui ton coach. C'est lui qui va t'initier à la lutte.
C'est mon entraîneur. Là, je suis très honoré d'être ton élève. Je vais faire le max.
I want to see the real matches, man. Not a bunch of Africans training looking stupid. Let's see this.
ñooy bokkuñu booy xool tànk yi bokkuñu pectoraux yi bokkuñu il y a plein de choses yoo xamante ne bokkuñu ah. waaw mais quand même rek am na at bu rëy il est jeune.
waaw
il est le plus jeune te doole ndaw.
waaye man.
Lat Diop buuse ak bëgg Lat Diop xam nañ ko ci.
mosul du ma ko nekkal la bi.
Mbaaru.
You notice like any difference between the arena here and the arena in
kooku
Japan?
moo koy entraîner musculation.
Just like noticing the difference between the arena in Japan and the arena in this wrestling match.
Yeah, the difference between the energy, the order. There's less order here. There was a lot of order in the when Japanese did it. Everything was orderly. It's just more like a rodeo or some shit.
dégg naa Ama Baldé ni double nationalité la.
jox naa sama micro jamaïcain noppaloo tuuti.
ëpp naa def dégg naa Bébé Diène
You put oil on them, man. That's cheating, man.
waaye jamaïcain double nationalité la.
It was like Diddy Paradise.
wala
I'm telling you, man.
Jël moo ngi nii.
I'm
Who is
telling
sponsoring
you.
this shit? Bad Boy.
Love this shit. Yeah, take that.
Ousmane Ami. ñu ngi leen di bëgg di leen ziar. Jamaïcain.
These too big, motherfuckers. The NFL probably like, yo.
Wow.
You only gotta know how to play.
These are like the two that got Jussie.
Yeah, exactly. You don't even need to know how to do nothing in football because you get so many positions where you don't ever have to touch the ball. Pause. Get these motherfuckers over there. You don't need to just run, motherfucker. Just run and tackle that guy right there. Whoever got the ball, grab him. Oh, man, we're not gonna start wrestling. Here you go. Here you go. Man. Wow, look how big their ring is, man.
Pape borom coupe le 1er janvier mooy.
Bombardier seen wàllu càmmoñ.
Look at like the riot police right there.
How did y'all conquer us? Oh yeah, that's right. Y'all smarter than us. Y'all smarter than us.
waaye sorante nañu waaw man dëgg Bombardier yi Reug moo soxla la ñan na tifli ci kawam Reug moo bëgg a dem Reug moo bëgg a dem wala day dem donc foog mu jëlee responsabilité
Right, any day now, motherfucker.
That's why they conquered us.
déedéet
See, the sumo could just go right at it. These dudes is doing too much bumping.
Order, yeah, there's order. There's everything is in time. Time don't mean nothing to black people, man.
moo daanoon prise de mer kii moo daanoon guy gi waaye mi ngi koy mi ngi jàmmarloo ki daan technicien yëpp
They would have been booed in America.
maa daan Zallo lan moo tax mu indi tànku ndajoor tey moom ma xaw a jaaxal
Get it cracking, man.
lan moo tax mu indi tànku ndajoor moom ma xaw a jaaxal looloo jaaxal ñëpp doy
I got my man right here.
xëy na
His back is facing
xëy na moom ak
us.
estafam ñoo ci déggoo
Yeah, you got like a Kroger bag wrapped around him or something.
Yeah, him, man. I had this big motherfucker right here. I had him, man. Where's my cornbread? You want to eat that cornbread?
ragal naa ne Bombardier day taxaw pour yàq
Man, this is some bull, man.
John Coffey looking African over here.
Reug Bombardier
What are the rules to this? Ain't no time. Ain't no time limit on all this.
Yo, this is
I
not
don't know. They got people's in butts and seats, so they got the money.
ba léegi seen loxo yi laalante woon diggante Reug bu Caaroy Bombardier borom guddi mbuur le P52
It's a good promotion.
I'm waiting for the police to just shoot one of these dudes.
C'est son droit le plus absolu. Okay. Parce que mooy mag aussi.
Try to fast forward it.
I don't fast forward it because they might fucking have already done it. Yeah, man.
bi mu demee ba xam li koy daan jël tout yenn responsabilité yi mais c'est normal donc gisuma
I mean, I'd be doing the same shit. I'd be afraid of these mans.
Come on, guys, you have to fight.
I'm not trying to fight a fucking 300-pound indigenous son man either.
Even if you are a 300-pound indigenous son man yourself.
Yeah, I feel like this type of thing is like whoever gets the first strike wins type of thing, you know?
To Congo and then.
Like, come on, the differences couldn't be more like they had like 20 matches in Japan by now. These niggas haven't had one yet. It's crazy.
They ain't even had a strike yet.
And this is the main event.
I really kind of want to know what the commentary is saying.
Man, I bet some brothers from Harlem are running there and knock both these dudes out.
I don't think they swing. I don't think you can punch. I think this is only wrestling. Sounds like crazy. Sons of suck
This is not what I expected.
Me neither.
ku ne xam na ni Zarko moom ak bébé moom ak Diène Kaïré léegi ku ne benn avertissement ay jël ku ne benn avertissement yàqul dara Lamine maa laa ma jëlu na xale neexagul de pour
They all the light skinned people at, man.
He mad as hell. He like, y'all, I wasted my money, man.
He like, what are white women at?
I'm saying, look, they got the riot police here. What do you think that's for?
I go over there, I'll be light skinned, man.
They call you high yellow.
Yeah, man. These niggas crispy, man.
These are purple.
Right.
Bombardier moo jàpp na wala Reug moo jàpp. dañuy damante ay loxo fi mu. Bombardier ngi ni tekk rek di ko déglu. Vigilance. Respect. Tekk di ko déglu moom Bombardier. Attention crochet droit de Bombardier. Attention crochet gauche. Enfant de Thiaroye. Yaram day xasan daa bëgg a bëre la me. Mooy lu ko no. Jokkaas. Waaw jokkaas bu ubbi yoon bi. Rek am na lu mu takk ci baaraam bi de. Baaraam ban. Day dem. Rek day dem. Day dem.
I'm looking at these dudes in the back. These are like sun men sitting out front of the old folks' home and shit.
The crowd looks pretty silent, man. Not much different from Japan.
I think they're high on opium or something.
The crazy thing is, like, these motherfuckers.
Oh, he strikes.
It's cracking.
Oh.
It's cracking. It's up. Come on, Green Mile. I said you gonna win, man.
Whoa.
That's it. He won.
So it's basically the same exact thing, except the sun men dance around for 25 minutes.
Yeah.
The crowd goes crazy.
The
crowd is lit now.
Look at getting chewed out by his coach, man. Is there one light-skinned motherfucker here? Like one? Just one?
Yo, I would be in terror being on that that upper portion with all those suns like jumping around.
And yo, like, are these, like, I don't think these dudes are like lifting weights. Like, they're not in the fucking weight room like that.
They're regular, yeah, they're born like that.
Like, they're just like, this is just a fucking straight up indigenous DNA.
Yo, I got some in my family. Like, I didn't get bigger till I got older, but I got some in my family that just naturally cop diesel. Ain't touched the weight. I got that faulty African American gene in me. So my shit didn't come till I was older. He grabbed it. He got him by right there and on the back. And he got lower. See, low man wins. That's football. Low man wins. Low man wins, just like in football. Yep, he got lower. He won.
Yeah, these guys would fuck it up in Japan, no doubt. They'd fuck that. They'd destroy that.
Yeah, that's what I was telling you, man. Like, they better hope. They better hope we don't. White dudes will fuck this up too, man. I guarantee you, white dudes would destroy Japan's league. One white dude, he'd be the fucking champion.
Well, to my understanding, actually in Japan, I think like the top tier wrestlers there are actually Mongolian.
They're not even, yeah, exactly. They're not even Japanese, man. See this one. These middleweights. These middleweights right here, man. But they getting it cracking. They ain't waiting.
Dudes at the top, they can play around for a while. Pause.
It's a square now. Last time it was a circle. It don't matter. Sons, it don't matter.
Voilà. Beaucoup de choses s'opposent chez eux. Déjà, la garde que je vous ai expliqué, mais le style.
It don't matter.
Modulo est un lutteur assez complet qui peut être attentiste mais offensif. Alors que Boignan mais plutôt un tacticien, un lutteur qui observe, qui attend.
They need to make me the commissioner of this league. I
Donc
get
voilà,
this
les
stuff
deux lutteurs
together.
s'observent. Hein. Ils ont
Yeah,
beaucoup d'expérience,
make it more
chacun de
fan
leur
friendly
côté.
and shit. But
Au
here's the
total,
thing:
25 combats.
these people probably
Les
like it
pognons
like
qui
that
suivent
because
combat,
it's so quick.
sans compter
You
les
dig what
combats
I'm
aussi
saying?
qui sont en
Sons
plus de
probably
ça.
like this and making it long, making it pause, making it
300 combats, c'est la lutte sans
making it extending the match, man.
But you could call it the NFL over here too, I think.
On sait qu'il y a beaucoup d'attentes envers ce
Yeah,
combat
this is.
et chacun, au début du combat, ne prend pas de risque. On s'observe. Il y a un aspect mental pour provoquer l'autre et attendre l'erreur.
Man, they're
I'll
doing
be
some
like, y'all got
shit.
10 seconds to get this going, or we're gonna send a lion in here to eat both y'all.
We got 100 of y'all to get through tonight.
Chacun, à peu près 150 000 euros, sans compter autour de ça, ils ont des aides de sponsors, de gens qui les aident. Donc il y a beaucoup d'argent.
They have riot police around, stationed all around here too. Curiously.
Because, man, these are sea of dark skinned sons. They ain't one light skinned motherfucker in 10 miles. You probably gotta go.
Yeah, this is some Dr. Livingston shit.
You probably gotta go north of the Sahara and find a light skinned motherfucker.
On s'observe, on se guette, on se cherche, on se provoque. Voilà, un bonhomme qui tente son bras avant en indirect.
What European country got wrestling, man?
I'm sure Poland or Czech Republic or one of them got it going on.
Czech. How you spell it? Czech.
Well, I'd say Russia, probably.
No, they just slapping the crap out of each other.
Yeah, white wrestling is the shit we do over here. Okay, that's white people wrestling. That's the shit we do. But they don't have native wrestling and shit. Y'all don't have shit that y'all did before fucking civil, before fucking goddamn, before what was y'all original rate wrestling and shit? Greco-Roman, yeah, that Greco-Roman shit. That's what
Probably,
I think. Greco.
We was Olympics and shit.
Greco-Roman wrestling. That's y'all shit. Yeah, y'all shit is.
All right, Ock Nation, man. I'm gonna bid y'all a day. I gotta go get my evening started, man.
It's your evening. Wow, man. Salute to you, man. You take it easy, man.
Right.
Okay.
I'll holler.
Hey, salute, man. Come back soon, man. Okay, so Greco-Roman is y'all original shit. Y'all ain't got no shit y'all do on the dirt and sand and shit.
Nah, we're civilized like that.
I don't know, lay foundations on it.
Yeah, Greco-Roman was like in the first Olympics, like the real Olympics.
Yeah, let me see that. Let's see Sons, man. Let's see what Sons doing before we get up out of here, man.
Miners like Yona Elvis dive up to 300 times a day, wearing little to no clothes.
Oh, man. Pause.
Sand is the most mined material in the world. And in this part of Africa, miners like Yona Elvis dive up to 300 times a day, wearing little to no clothes, scooping out buckets that are 33 pounds.
Wow.
Yeah, we not
Parce que je suis le seul à pouvoir exercer ce métier. Personne d'autre n'a eu le courage de le faire.
60% of the sand used in concrete around the world comes from riverbeds like this one in Cameroon. And global demand for it has tripled in the last 2 decades. Satellite images from China show how it has changed the shape of a major body of water. And now, experts say sand is being extracted much faster than it can be naturally replaced. So how can the world avoid a sand crisis? And what does it mean for people like...
So they're going to try to do like global warming type shit. Like,
Global sand laws.
Yeah, fuck up, bitches. You never
Some
run out of
people are the
sand.
most affected by global sand laws. Artisanal sand, sun sand miners.
Yeah, man, you could never run out of sand.
like Elvis, who rely on it to survive. Yona Elvis's home in southwestern Cameroon is made.
Look where he lives. Look at the squalor.
Trash everywhere.
Like the whole world works these people. Like slavery is still alive, man. Like the sons in America, y'all are the lucky ones. Like, you know, you're not really in slavery anymore. But like everywhere else in the world, like, look at this. This is just crazy.
Yeah, it's kind of like we find slavery because we're only capable of doing certain things. Like it's certain things that we can't do, but we can do this.
Yeah, that's
Yona
right.
Elvis's home in southwestern Cameroon is made from the same sand he mines every day. He lives with his family and pet monkey Curtis.
Yo, you talk about stereotypes. Like you would. That's if this was like a fucking movie and the black dude had a pet monkey, they'd be crying racism and shit.
All in the family.
He literally got a pet monkey, literally.
Je pars d'avoir une émission avec les enfants et puis bon, je commence à me préparer. Déjà, si j'ai préparé. Maintenant, c'est psychologique.
His home is just a short walk away from the river quarry. There, he meets up with his diving partner, Njombi. They can look out for each other in case of emergencies.
C'est un métier qui nécessite la force, le courage, la persévérance. Donc, ces trois éléments, quand vous les avez, exercer notre métier me paraît peu difficile.
The Wari is one of Cameroon's largest rivers, flowing for nearly 100 miles. Wow. It's known as the River of Prawns, but fishermen are seeing a decline due to sand mining.
River of Prawns?
Once they reach the deepest part, Mchombi pushes the stick into the ground to anchor the boat. Elvis jumps in wearing nothing but skin-tight shorts to swim more easily in the water. Then he uses a steel bucket to scoop up sand from the river floor. The water is so murky, Elvis can't see anything, even if he wore goggles.
Je suis déjà comme un aveugle. Je sais qu'ici, il y a un caillou, là-bas, il y a ceci, là-bas, il y a cela. Donc, c'est une routine, c'est ce que je fais tous les jours.
He does that 300 times a day. That motherfucker is Olympic. He should go do for the Olympics.
After 12 years, he says he's mastered the art of controlling his breath and conserving his energy.
He does them one after another, too.
Yeah. Mais quand je suis en train de travailler, le rythme devient autrement. Parce qu'il va falloir une rapidité. C'est des entrées, des sorties, des entrées, des sorties, entrées, sorties.
Elvis and Jombi take turns scooping out water that fills the canoe. After 2 hours of diving and dumping, their exhaustion begins to show.
2 hours straight of doing this?
Locals say deaths are common here. But because this is an unregulated profession, there are no official records on injuries or fatalities. Elvis nearly drowned once while helping a new diver.
La pirogue a chaviré. Je suis allé à son secours. Immédiatement, il m'a approché. J'ai essayé de faire tout et tout pour pouvoir m'échapper entre ses mains. Il n'y avait pas moyen.
By the end of Elvis's 4-hour shift, he's excavated 9 tons of wet sand. That's equal to the weight of 2 African elephants.
Yes.
His boss, who owns the canoe, will sell this sand to local contractors. and pay each of them about $12 a day. It's more than Elvis can make from fishing, but it's barely enough to afford 3 meals a day. Elvis and his family of 4 scrape by on this.
Fucktard dove to the bottom of the lake or river and fucking brought up 300 pails of 33-pound pails of sand and fucking shoveled all the water out of the fucking boat for fucking $12.
Yeah, this is like the Sun legacy. Like slavery with salad dressing on top. Like that's basically what it is.
Yo, that motherfucker literally, he should have made fucking like fucking $10,000 for that shit. I said, you kidding me? $12? Shit.
Salary.
Mon rêve, n'est-ce pas, dans ce métier, c'est pouvoir travailler, économiser un peu d'argent, chercher quoi faire d'autre, pouvoir, n'est-ce pas, entretenir ma petite famille.
But some people are in the line of work for other reasons, like miner Conjean Simon, who views it as a sport. He competes in local sand mining tournaments and says he's earned the title of champion.
Gros bras, l'animal.
Gon spends 30 minutes exercising every morning and even runs to the quarry. His role model is Africa's first heavyweight UFC champion, Francis Ngannou. Today, he's seen as a local hero in this region. Someone who escaped a life of poverty to become one of the best MMA fighters in the world.
Ça me fait chaud au cœur de voir toute la population qui est là, tout le monde qui s'est mobilisé pour cet événement, pour la bienvenue à la maison.
Meanwhile, Gon continues to plunge 23 feet underwater to test his strength.
23 feet.
And earn enough cash for him, his wife, and 2 kids. Some of the sand is exported to countries like South Africa, the Central African Republic, and even France. But as Cameroon is in the midst of a construction boom, most of the sand is used locally to make concrete. Demand for sand across the world has reached 50 billion tons per year, enough to build a 9-story wall around the planet. The kind found in riverbeds comes from rocks that broke apart over millions of years as they traveled downstream. The coarse, leftover grains are sharper and can carry more moisture than desert sand, which makes them the perfect binding material for construction. In 2022, the global market for construction sand was worth about $23 billion. It is expected to grow to $46.5 billion by 2031. The United States is the world's top producer.
No shit.
While China is the biggest consumer of sand. But it also produces its own. Boyang Lake in Jiangxi province is the biggest sand mine on the planet. Satellite images show just how much excavation has changed the northern branch of the country's largest freshwater lake, more than doubling its surface area from 1997 to 2019. The lake is also a key flood outlet for the Yangtze River and its tributaries, all of which are mined excessively too. All this mining is causing water levels in the lake to fall abnormally during winter months, endangering aquatic animals like porpoises and populations of migratory birds. Other countries have similar problems. In Cambodia's Mekong River, barges scrape out more sand than can be naturally replaced. This kind of large-scale dredging caused riverbanks to collapse twice in 2021.
The river becomes deeper, and the way that the river will flow will either be faster or slower, depending on how the shape is affected. And that has consequences on river flows and on potential flooding or drought.
Dams upstream have also reduced the flow of sediment to the lower part of the Mekong. Experts say mining is also to blame for erosion along Cambodia's coastline.
Anything that we take out of the environment has an impact. If you take the sand from rivers, that sand will not reach the coastline. So
Nick Tao, you living in
eventually it will lead to
or in
coastal erosion.
Congo?
This motherfucker crazy, man. Wow. Sand, man. So we get the short end of every stick, whether it's sand or gold, no matter what it is. Cobalt, we gonna get the short end of it.
Mining is also taking a toll on local fishing villages. Tin Yusos lives on a boat with his wife and granddaughter. He makes a living fishing in the nearby Tonle Sap.
I'm confused. What? Hold on. Who the fuck are these people?
These are
Fishing
other people who,
villages.
I don't know.
Tin Yusos lives on a boat with his wife and granddaughter. He makes a living fishing in the nearby Tonle Sap and Mekong rivers. But he says work is tough lately because all the dredging has disrupted the fish supply. And because of the receding water levels, his livelihood is at stake.
Chinese Muslims?
Yeah, they're like jungle Muslim Asians.
What? Black people call him black.
But here in Cambodia's capital, sand is fueling a housing
black.
boom. Since 2003, developers have filled in 60% of Phnom Penh lakes with sand to create prime real estate for villas and shopping malls. But people who have lived and worked on these lakes for decades now face eviction as trucks full of sand and gravel get closer and closer to their homes. Cambodia also exports sand. UN data for the past decade shows the country sent $27 million worth to countries like Singapore, Thailand, and China. Rapid urbanization around the world is what's driving up demand. In India, 25 to 30 people are migrating every minute from rural areas to cities.
Yeah, I see a bunch of black people.
By 2030, the country's urban population is likely to reach 600 million. And they will all need housing. So India is excavating sand too. Here, miners extract it from the Beki River using basic equipment. It's polluting the water and destroying riverbeds and fish populations. But for some, mining for sand is as valuable as finding gold. And many work illegally in dangerous conditions because the money is worth it. They can earn up to $15 for a boatload of sand, which is 4 times the average daily wage in India. Now, sand is being mined faster than it can be replaced through natural geological processes.
We need to put the pro-blacks here.
So, some companies are now manufacturing it to help reduce the impact on rivers and lakes. They
That
crush
movie Empire
bedrock,
of Dust was
often
about
from
Chinese
old construction
using the sun
sites
to
or
harvest
demolition
gravel.
waste. This creates particles about the same size as sand. They're filtered and washed to remove impurities like silt or clay, which can damage concrete. That's why experts say manufactured sand is even better than natural sand for building. But crushing and grinding M-sand can pollute surrounding soil and water. And it's more cost-effective because it's often produced closer to construction sites, bringing down the cost of transportation. But back in Cameroon, people still continue to mine from riverbeds.
Si, n'est-ce pas, une technologie, je viens apprendre le métier, apprendre ce métier pour pouvoir extraire du sable, c'est que la plupart
See, that's why it's okay. That's why it's like legitimate.
Yeah, we're bringing jobs to the
After a
economy
long
here.
day of work, his muscles are sore.
Oh shit.
So he kicks back and relaxes with his colleagues at the local bar.
La chose que j'aime le plus dans mon métier, moi je dirais, c'est mon entourage. Mon entourage.
And he brightens up when he thinks about what really motivates him to do this work.
Yeah. If I harvest 9 tons of sand in a day, I'm going to want a beer and a piece of bread too.
Okay. D'accord. Parce qu'avec tout ce moment où je quitte la maison, ils ne savent pas si vraiment je vais retourner. Donc, du coup, quand je rentre, et je les trouve sains et saufs, moi, c'est un moment vraiment fantastique.
Well, wow. Shit. Salute to everybody out there, man. Great show, man. 2 shows. Hope y'all learned something, man. I know I did. Same black time,
Every
same
day.
black channel. I'm out of here. Peace.